Welcome to students. In this class we study about the module 6 solar PV systems for household applications. Okay, so introduction. So PV systems generate electricity directly from sunlight. So we know that photovoltaic system will generate electricity from sunlight. So electricity can be used directly or can be stored in batteries fed to grid. So in the photovoltaic system which we use to generate is of two type, that is standalone system and grid connected system. So in both of them we require the battery. So battery is required for storing the electrical energy for temporary basis. So if you store at morning, so you can use it at the night. So like that you can use that battery, or you can store or you can feed it to the grid. So if it's grid connected, then there is no need to have a battery there, so we can directly connect it to the grid, so it can be supplied to the grid, national power grid. Okay, the most suitable for homes with a flat roof or with a slanting roof facing to south. So we see that uh, in our house we are having the solar photovoltaic systems. So that is of flat type, flat roof type, or slanting, that is particularly in this in this direction. So like this. So it is inclined to the 45 degree towards the south. So why it is to be inclined towards the south? Because our earth is tilted to the 23.5 degrees 5 degree, and the sun rays which is approaching to the earth is slightly towards so we are at the northern side of the equator. So the most of the sunlight, the abundant of the sunlight, will be falling on the southern side. So that is why we need to tilt the direction of the solar photovoltaic system towards the south side. Okay, അതായത് കൂടുതൽ സൺറൈസ് കിട്ടാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് സൗത്ത് ഡയറക്ഷനിലേക്ക് നിങ്ങൾ ടിൽറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. സോ ടൈപ്സ് ഓഫ് ഫോട്ടോവോൾട്ടിക് സിസ്റ്റംസ്. സോ ജനറലി ഞാൻ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ രണ്ട് ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് ഉണ്ട്. ഒന്ന് ഗ്രിഡ് കണക്റ്റഡ് ഉണ്ട്, പിന്നെ സ്റ്റാൻഡർഡ്. So you can see that AC loads and distribution panel, an inverter, and the power conditioner. So why the power conditioner is required? So power conditioner is required to get the source voltage, that is the input voltage, same as the output voltage. So if you have a filter and all, still there is some ripples associated in the waveforms. So this power conditioner, what it do, it makes the sine wave perfect. So that is why we require the power conditioner. And also if you are connecting to the grid, so the power conditioner will also make sure the amplitude of voltage and the current to be fed to the grid system. So that the voltage should be 240 volt required, and then 240 or 415, whatever the voltage requirement of the utility, then it should be fed to the distribution to the electrical utility. And if you are connecting any AC loads, it can be directly fed to the AC loads. So why AC loads? Because the PV will generate DC power, and this DC voltage will be converted to AC voltage through the inverter. From the AC voltage, so it will be fed to the power conditioner, where it will make the sinusoidal waveform perfect, and it will see that voltage to be 240. Then it will fed to the distribution panel. So from the distribution panel, it is being fed to the electrical utility, and from the distribution panel we can receive the AC loads. So okay, so this is what about the grid connected system. Now next we see about the design. So you can see that it is designed to operate in parallel with and interconnected with electrical utility of the grid. So it can operate, it can feed some load to your house, and also it can feed the necessity power to the national power grid. So it can operate in parallel. The primary component, is the inverter or power conditioning unit. So we know that the main component is inverter. So what the inverter will do, inverter will convert AC to DC to AC. Why DC to AC? The solar photovoltaics are generating the at DC power. So this DC will be converted into AC by the inverter, and from the inverter it is being fed to the power conditioner. The power conditioner will make the AC voltage be perfect sine wave, and it also sees that the voltage is of 240 volt in amplitude. The bidirectional interface is made between PV systems, AC output circuits, and electrical utility network. So this allows the PV systems to either supply on-site electrical loads or feed the grid when PV output is greater than the on-site load demand. When the on-site load demand is higher, it will feed to the national power grid, and if it is not there, it will not feed. So next one we see about the standalone system. So standalone system is operated in a rural places where the utility supply or KSCB authority supply is not there. So there we are having a PV array, that is photovoltaic array. I think you know what is meant by array, module and cell. The cell which consists of only single cell, that is silicon cell. That is, there are different types of PV arrays. That is monocrystalline type of photovoltaics and polycrystalline. So in that in the photovoltaics we mainly prefer about the monocrystalline because it is made up of single silicon crystalline, and the efficiency of the monocrystalline cells are very much higher than polycrystalline. So then the PV array, and I think you know about the array. The cell, it is of single solar cell, and module, it consists of different solar cell taking the 36 or above, and then the different modules assigned in the series or in parallel, that comes to the array. Okay. Then this photovoltaic array is fed to the charge controller. So what the charge controller will do? Charge controller will see that the battery is not overcharging or it is not over discharging. So it is being fed to the battery. From the charge controller, also she sees the charge controller, and it can also feed to the DC load. So if we are having a DC load, it is being taken from the charge controller. So then after it is being fed to the battery, then it will go to the inverter. The inverter will convert DC to AC. So here up to here the voltage will be of DC. Then through the inverter it is being converted into DC into AC. So that is being fed to the AC load. So we require charge controller only here, not here. Why? Because here doesn't require any charge controller. So here it requires charge controller. The charge controller is required to see that the battery is not overcharging or over discharging. Okay, and it also controls the way at which the battery is charging, at what time the battery should charge, at what time the battery should discharge. So this can be controlled through the charge controller. Okay, so this is of standalone system. This is more suited for remote location, that I told you. Use battery to store electricity, but they won't last forever. So why? Because the battery is of two types, that is the flooded type and the sealed type. augmented gas module type, or it can be of gel type. So the flooded type requires frequent maintenance, and the AGM type, if you are using, or gel type if you are using, it doesn't require frequent maintenance. And also the battery life of both of them will be maximum up to 7 to 8 years. So it depends upon the deep cycle, it depends upon the discharging which you opt. So if you opt only low percentage of discharging, it may last up to 9 to 10 years. So if you opt for high deep cycle discharging, so say if you are using the 7 uh, 1000 hours at a discharging rate of 80 percentage, it is you are whatever the stored energy is there in the battery, you are discharging it to its 80 percentage, then only 20 percentage will be kept at the reserve, though, so that you can see that the battery will last only for 7200 days. So maximum it will last for 7200 days, means it will last for the 7200 hours. 7200 hours means it lasts for to maximum 6 to 7 years, that's all. Okay, so like that you can say that maximum at rate, if you are discharging the battery life will decrease. So at if you are discharging very lesser, say 10 to 20% or 30 percentage, the battery life will last forever. So need replacement in 5 to 6 hours, 5 to 6 years. So next drawback is wastage of surplus of energy. So whatever the energy which you have stored in the battery will not be maximally, it cannot be utilized. Some of them will be lost. So this is also a problem. A grid-tied solar system can feed power to utility grid when generation is excess and the load demand is met. This is not possible with standalone system. The system maintenance and troubleshooting are also a serious issue. Okay, so we see the basic photovoltaic system components, that is solar modules, array mounting racks, grounding system, junction box, surge protection, inverters, meters, disconnectors, battery bank, charge controller, and battery disconnect. So we see it in the next class. Okay.